Hey guys, it's Callus, and I'm here to narrate a couple of Pokemon battles. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. It's just quarter of 3 in the morning, and I'm way less tired than I should be right now. Figured I would bang out a couple of battles. I just went to the Showdown site, went to the replay section, searched for Gen 3, and I just pulled up a couple where the names stood out to me. I haven't watched them, I have no idea what they're for. Just gonna narrate some battles. Yeah. So we've got Zomog and BKC here. BKC is Autumn Leaves. Again, I have no clue what this is for. This is not a ladder match, so this could just be for fun. This could be for some tour. No clue. But these are two guys who have both at different times been in my Callus Invitational tournaments, and they're both they've had successful SPL runs and things like that. So BKC and Zomog for a little Gen 3 action. Hopefully a good game. Could end on like turn 5. Don't know anything about these. We've got a lead Lax on the bottom for Zomog. BKC, again, Autumn Leaves on the top. He's going to BP out, and it goes to T-Tar. And it's going to be turn 1 Frustration from Zomog. So when I see lead Lax, I almost always think that it's not a traditional Curse Rest Lax. It's usually some kind of utility Lax. Very well may have Boom. Yeah, could have counter, cheesy moves like that, focus punch, but usually lead Lax is just 4 attacks and has a lot of utility. Could be curse plus 3 attacks, but I really doubt that it's rest. So T-Tar coming into Gengar here, to me would indicate that it's going to be a Pursuit Tar. Will-O-Wisp there is really obvious, and it looks like a physical offensive team from Zomog. And he does, in fact, have Pursuit, and he finds an immediate critical hit. So BKC going to be less than thrilled about that, I would assume. But he does have the Dugtrio follow-up, so this is just going to result in a trade. There's Earthquake. There it goes. And we've got ourselves a pretty quick 5-5. Starmie, the response to Dugtrio. That is not what I was expecting based on what Zomog had shown up to this point. So perhaps his team is a little bit closer to balanced than I had anticipated. He finds a crit on the way in on T-Tar. That's going to put him well in range to where Surf kills him without any issue. Hydro Pump, of course, does have the 20% chance to miss, but it doesn't come. And because he's at 100%, the Dugtrio cannot revenge kill here without a crit. He's got a couple of good follow-up options. He could have gone to Zapdos here, but he goes to Jirachi instead. That's going to go immediate Calm Mind. Magneton does trap it with Magnet Pull, but I don't know that Mag wants to stay in here. Well, I guess he does, but he's going to be instantly knocked out by +1 Fire Punch, so that brings us to a pretty quick 4-4. And the follow-up here is Salamence threatening Earthquake. Not much else he can do here that matters. Fire Blast would be decent, but not amazing. And BKC is going to go to his last poke Swampert, respecting the Earthquake, and in fact, it is Earthquake. Non-choice banded, we find out. He does have lefties. Starmie comes in. And that's going to be met also with an Earthquake. BKC now getting some hacks back. He finds himself a critical hit, which matters. That would not have killed Starmie without the critical hit. Lax is going to come in at this point. Again, we should operate that it doesn't have Curse. So Protect here is a very safe play. Curse is very unlikely. If you happen to Protect on a Boom turn, that's great. And no matter what your opponent does, you're just getting free lefties here. So that's smart for BKC. Jirachi comes in. I think he does that to scout for a self-destruct, but it doesn't come. It is just Frustration. We've seen only Frustration and Counter so far. Could be Fire Blast, Boom. Could be Shadow Blast, Shadow Ball, rather, and Boom. But I would anticipate for sure that Boom is somewhere, and BKC is also playing under that assumption based on the moves that he's been making. Psychic happened there for 45%. Hidden Power there as opposed to Earthquake. It does a little bit more than Earthquake would have to Swampert. I think most people would have just Earthquake there. Maybe he didn't want to let the Zapdos come in for free. But he does a little bit more there than he could have. And we get the Lax in now. Remember, Swampert, we know for a fact, has Protect. So if Zomog's last is like a Coon or something that can punish the Swampert, that could sneak in here for free. But he just goes for Frustration again. Yet to be determined if the Lax has anything to meaningfully hit the Jirachi with other than blowing up, and BKC has picked up on that as well. He again just goes to Jirachi. Critical hit, there's been a lot of those for an 18-turn game. This one's going to do 50% Jirachi, who's still safe from anything other than Earthquake or Boom. Even Fire Blast, I don't know, kills here. Shadow Ball, 25% is a nice little chunk. There's a Specs drop on the Psychic, but Lax is still out of range, pending a crit. And here comes Salamence, which took 45% from Psychic last time. Takes the exact same amount this time. Avoids the Specs drop. Mence is faster here. No! The Jirachi's faster here. Does Zomog not pick up on that? Based on the lefties here, we can see that the Jirachi was actually faster. So the Salamence is going to go down. The Jirachi looking like a real threat from Kev. Here's Fire Punch here, avoiding the burn. Does he have agility? This is a great set for him to have right now. There's a chance here. Swampert's going to be an issue, but the other Pokemon he has a chance to take out. There's the Earthquake, and the Rachi goes down. Zapdos relatively safe here as well. And that's what he's going to go with. Dugtrio's useless here because it would be outsped. Zapdos cannot kill from 59% most likely. And indeed, there is a Rock Slide, which is what he was afraid of. That gives him a chance of a crit or flinch to BS out. And he does, in fact, find the flinch. Now BKC back against the wall. Rock Slide unluckily missing, but pending a Roar, the Metagross is good to go here. Thunder Wave a little bit obnoxious. That gives BKC a get-out-of-jail-free card because even if Metagross kills Zapdos, the Dugtrio can now follow up and kill it. So the Rock Slide there was a relevant miss, unfortunately, for Zomog. Metagross does get the kill off, but Dugtrio here is going to follow up for sure. And I believe that's the game. The Lax is pretty low. I don't know how well that's going to take the Earthquake from Dugtrio, and it's at 48%. But it will not take both the Dugtrio Earthquake and the faster Swampert attack when that comes in. So it's looking like this one's going to go to BKC. As it turns out, the Lax does not even survive the Earthquake, and Kev is going to take this one down in 28 turns. Hey, decent little game here. Quick one, nothing too special here, but a decent game and hopefully worth my time to narrate and your time to watch. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I pulled up one more game that is also hopefully decent. That is coming up next.